It's Sunday, it's 8 o'clock, so once again, it's stream time. Hi folks, and welcome to Dune Awakening. We're back here on the arid desert of Arrakis. Let me get logged in while we check who's in chat. What have we got? Who was first today? Ian Og was first today. Hey Anger, hey chat, hey we're the monkeys. Congratulations Ian, first again. Yanni said, damn, not first again. Short break at work, but still not first. Oh dear. But still got second, Yanni. Well done. And Whiptus1 was third, saying hi all. So first, second and third, it's Ian, Yanni and Whiptus1. Great to see you. Right, who else do we have here? Ian saying, I was watching one of Anger's Conan videos and suddenly noticed the link to this live. He just popped on to say hello as quickly as he could. Let's see. Shade's here. Good day, folks. Good day, Shade. How are you? DC Weston is here. Oh, get up. DC Weston is here saying hello from Washington DC. Darn, I'm an hour early. Daylight saving got me again. Well, I think we'll be back to normal. Next weekend must be the last weekend in March. So I think our clocks will go forward in Europe next weekend. So we should be all synced back up again with the Americas. Dan Irvin's here saying still didn't get the timing down. Guess I'm early. Yeah, he's saying hello to everyone. Rex Havoc, good afternoon to you. 6 badges. Bonsoir mon ami. Yeah, and he's saying hello to everyone. Yak Rob 1, good to see you, Deborah. How are you? Kathy Mannix is here. Good to see you, Kathy. How are you? Gamer Hobo. Hello, chat. Good to see you, Gamer. Kenneth Brenner. Hello to you. Gamer Hobo says, hi, Anger. Good luck today, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Tay Mannix is here as well. Good evening to you, sir. Yaka Rob says, I realised this is a Dune stream, but does anyone else think it's weird that you can tame a horse at level 15 in Conan but can't do a saddle until level 20. I've never noticed that. Is the saddle maker 20, but the horse stable is 15? I guess that gives you 5 levels to get your horse ready. I probably have never been, because you level up so quickly at the start of the game, I've probably never been out, got a horse and come back again below level 20. But yeah, I've never noticed that. Thanks for pointing that out. Let's see. Dan Irvin says, at least you can make steel before you need steel. That is true. You can make all metals before you actually need them. Am I saying that right? Is that true? I think it probably is. You could probably craft up all the different metals before you're able to actually use them, because the limiting factor is the steel tool or the hardened steel tool or the star metal tool level to craft it. But yeah, you can definitely make the metals before you can actually use them. Day says a bit late today, but emptying the kitchen ready. Oh, of course, yes, you're getting a new kitchen next week, so you're hard at it emptying the kitchen. Kathy Hans is exhausted and very sore. Yeah, hard work. It'll be worth it in the end, though. It'll be worth it in the end. Oh, and of course it just jumps. I hate it when it does that. Right, I'll go back up here. There we go. Dusty Boy 89 says, morning. Great way for me to start my work week with another Anger stream. Welcome along. Good to see you out there in the future on a Monday morning. Kathy Ann says, we have just emptied the kitchen. Tomorrow we're getting a new one. PG Ben says, hello. Good to see you. Dan Irvin says, hey Anger, hope your week went well and you have a nice relaxing stream with us all. I hope so too. It was a decent week. Nothing too exciting happened this week. No Comic-Cons or anything. Yanni says, nice one, Tay. I'm doing the same thing. Finally buying kitchen stuff, says Yanni. Zeros is here. Good evening to you. How are you? And who else do we have? Lots of people saying hello to each other. Yakaro1 says, we need to have our kitchen and bathrooms remodeled. Big expensive items. I could be doing with that as well. Been a long time. Guess it's buy a new kitchen year for us, says Yanni. Enoch says, smash the like button gently, folks. Thank you, mate. Cathy Ann says, to be honest, we definitely needed a new one, as due to my ADHD, I have flooded the kitchen 3 times. Ooh, dearie me. Peachy Ben says, I would be happy with a door on the office. Builders convinced my parents to do an open office. Okay. Game Labs is here. Good evening, Game Labs. How are you? Yanni says, it's first kitchen for me in my new apartment. Oh, nice. Carlos Romero, hello. Good to see you. Sherilyn, good to see you. Been playing Conan, listening to your stream. Have a great game today. Thank you very much. Game of Hobo says, you can't harvest star metal without a hardened steel pick or better, but you can kill Cimmerians for star metal weapons to dismantle. Yep, you can find all the stuff that you need to do the harvesting, and you can definitely find, what they're called? The bomb balls that you throw, demon fire orbs. You could find demon fire orbs to crack open the thing, but you could definitely get that, and you could kill Cimmerians for star metal weapons to dismantle. That is also true. That's usually my main way of getting star metal, because of the time it takes to wait for a meteor shower to spawn in. Phantom 6767, good to see you. How are you? Bad Guys here as well. Hello to you. Gamelab says, glad it's Sunday. Spent the best part of Saturday making my Discord server. Ooh. The Game Labs Discord server. Right, okay. I think that's us caught up with chat. Let's get into game. So, last week we were up. Where was it? Where was it? Did it not actually show up? Ah, there it is. Souk Elusis. We were in the Souk Elusis to doing some contract or other. Oh yeah, we were hunting down the leaders of the Karab, and we find their propaganda inside the Souk Elusis. And I went into the sort of secret area in there, and I got a celestial chest where I got the unique gloves, the heavy armor set gloves from there. So this week I've went and locked myself inside that same room. It's totally safe because there's nobody nearby. You can go and lock yourself in that room, open the chest, log out, log back in 45 minutes plus later on. The chest will have respawned. You can get more stuff until I got the whole set of the Oathbreaker set. So I've already had the gloves, but I've now got the headpiece, the chest piece, the pants, and the boots of the Oathbreaker set to go along with the gloves that I already have here. And I've also got a shredder schematic, which is a unique scattergun, which is the Dune equivalent of a shotgun, a sort of close range, fires lots of darts at once, does a lot of damage thing. So we got a bunch of them. I got another set of Oathbreaker. So I've got 2 complete sets of Oathbreaker set, because in Dune, 1 is none, 2 is 1. So if you've got 1 set of uniques and you lose everything because you die, you've got nothing, because you can't just craft another set. You can only craft 1 item with each schematic. So if you have 1 of something and you die and lose it, you've got none of it. So 2, it always gives you 1. So I've got a spare set there. So I just logged on and off until I've got 2 of everything. So let's learn this and let's get this crafted. So we'll hit F to research the schematics. Learn the boots. Learn and shredder. Learn. Let me chuck the spare shredder in there. Right. Oh, yeah, you can craft it in the normal fabricator. So we go to the combat stuff, and there is the shredder. Needs iron ingots, mechanical parts, silicon blocks, gun parts, and spice infused iron dust. So craft that. Boots much the same, but it's plus steel, microfiber fibre and armour plating. The pants, chest and head wrap. They basically look the same as the heavy set that we currently have, the Karab heavy set, but they're the unique version of it, so better. Let's see. Right, the shredder has now crafted. Let me put it on. Let's put it on slot 3 at the moment. So it still fires light darts, semi-automatic. The scattergun will break into the darts fired from this unique scattergun will break into multiple shrapnel pieces on impact, causing a bleeding effect on enemies. It isn't known who created such a sadistic weapon, but it is commonly used by the Karab of the Hagga Basin. The effective range is 8 meters, so like most shotguns, it's pretty short range, but does a lot of damage. 124.8 per shot. And it's got a magazine of 48. So, okay. Let's look at the right button, press 3. And as with everything in Dune, you can't spin it round, but if you just leave it for a second, and he'll go and relax. Like so. And then once he's relaxed, you can spin the camera around. So there we go. So there's 6 holes in the end of the barrel to fire. So he's got to fire 6 darts at a time. Let's see. It says 48 in the thing. Hit that. Oh, it goes down to 36. It's actually firing 12 at a time. So you get four shots before you have to reload. Cool. We'll take that and play with that a little bit. Right, headpiece. There's the 4 pieces we've got. Let's put them down here. Looks like it's the mask, it's a different colour. It's like opposite colours. Instead of being a white mask with a blue head wrap, it's a blue mask with a sort of whitish head wrap. Same here. White and blue kind of swapped over. Pants, boots. Breaker, heavy Karab. Right. Oh, I don't have enough space to put everything in. Let's keep this set in here just as a in case. Let me just relearn that. There we go. Done. So we have get on. There we go. So there we go. There's our heavy armor set with 563 armor now sorted. Right, still suit on. Like so. Right, okay. Right, let's quickly catch up. Let's see what we have here. Andy B's here. Good evening to you. Carlos says, there goes anger dividing by 0 again. Bulwark says, hello anger friends, sorry I'm late. I was moving my base in Dune next to the aluminium. Forgot about time. Oh, so Bulwark has already got ahead of us. He's now moved into the aluminium era. Getting closer to end game. Good to see. Right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to get into steel. So if I go to research and go to weapons, we are now got the points to unlock the steel weapons. Like before, the unique copper were better than the standard iron. The unique iron is going to be better than the standard steel. What do we have? We've got Aaron's Vengeance. I forget whether that was copper or not, but it does 7.8 damage. Is our main sort of rifle. Where is the Karpov? It does 17.4. So the steel, we obviously don't have. That must still be the copper one that we've got. We don't have a unique iron one yet. So the actual Artisan Karpov will actually be better for us. So we can make one of them if we had steel ingots. But more importantly, we have our first JABAL Spitdart, which is the sniper rifle of the Dune universe, and it does 57 damage per shot. And it's high range, it's scoped, so you can do a lot of damage from distance, and it's effective range of 75 meters. A really good weapon, but we need steel ingots to make it. So we are going to have to get ourselves some steel ingots. Fair enough, let's get some steel ingots then. So in here we can see steel ingots requires an iron ingot. We've got plenty of them, we've got 390 in them. It needs water, but it needs carbon ore. So we have to get carbon ore, and carbon ore is not in this zone. We're going to have to move to another zone. So you can get it over here in the Hagga Rift, and you can get it up here in JABAL Spitdart, and basically all the way along here there is carbon ore. So we're going to have to go and get that. However, Sims Cutter, if you look at what Sims Cutter can mine, it says it's got copper, granite and salvage metal at 63 and iron at 48. It says nothing about carbon ore. It cannot mine carbon ore. So we're going to have to get a better cut array as well. So if we go to research and go to, where is that now? Is that in here? Cut array Mark 3, which requires steel ingots to make, so we can't make that until we get steel ingots. It also needs cobalt paste and ray amplifiers that we don't have yet. So we need to go to the Cut array Mark 2. The Cut array Mark 2 will give us a bigger yield of copper, granite and salvage metal, a bigger yield in iron, and more importantly, it can actually mine carbon and etherite, which we'll need. So we've learned how to make that. It's made in the General Fabricator. Here, Cut array Mark 2, and it's 10 iron ingots and a couple of EMF generators. So craft one of them. Let me see. Where did we get to? Dan Evans is trying to remember, but don't you only need the chest piece on for the still suit to have the catch pockets? Yes. And this is Sunday, tired mood. Angel Eye says, berate your lagging. I rate your lagging. Don't know what you mean by that. Are we lagging? Is the stream lagging? Game Lab says 8 now to go tame some friends. Oops, wrong game. Well, was the armor name that did it. Okay, I get you. Carlos says, I remember you saying you wanted a new sniper rifle. Yeah, I find the sniper rifle, or the Spitdart as it's known, is my favourite weapon in the game. Obviously there'll be more levels with each tier you go up, but this is the first time. The steel tier is the first time you get a Spitdart rifle. So we're definitely want to get one of them. Yanni says, today was a crazy day at work. 190 people in the restaurant I work, me and 3 others co-working. It was busy. Wow, 190 covers. That's a lot. Dan Arvin says, regardless of how I decide I want to play a new character in Dune, I always end up with short blades and sniper 90% of the playthrough, and that knee attack and Shiga wire special. So the knee attack is from the Swordmaster specialization. Bulwark says, that sounds like crazy business. Bandy B says, I had a nightmare of a day, never leaving the house again. Oh dear. And Carlos says, there's easy carbon ore near the Misa Islands, if I recall. The Misa Tyrrell Islands, over on the west side. Not lagging for you, says Kathy Ann. Phantom says, no. Gamer says, light armor has some heat protection versus heavy armor, but still suit has even more, plus catch pockets. I usually just wear light, unless I'm farming for a long stretch. Yeah, I've not bothered with light. I tend to go with the heavy armor for fighting and the still suit for traveling. Right, so we've got a new cut array, so we don't need Sims cut array anymore, so let's just go and stick it in a box. And stick it in that box, along with that Way of the Wanderer that we got from somewhere or other. We're actually... Let me take...
Weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh, there's a large sandstorm approaching, so we're not going anywhere for a little bit. Let's chuck that cash in there. We'll have to go to Arrakeen and dump that in the bank at some point in time. Right. We've got darts, we've got blood bags, we've got extractor, we've got our new cut array. We've got the storage box on the bike. Is it empty? It is, because it's got to have to carry all our carbon ore. What was the fuel like? Get off. Get off. Fuel's at 66%. Do I have a fuel cell with me? I've got a light one. Let's fill up the fuel. Let me swap out that one for a full one. Just so we've got plenty of fuel to get back.
Sector weather alert.
1 minute. Okay, we've got a minute to go. Let's test out our cut array. Let's put that there. It's still a one-handed one. So that gives us 79 granite stone. Better not get too far from the base. Let's dump that in here. Oh, I started doing a little bit of decoration, didn't get very far because I ran out of granite stone. So I've put a bed down, and I've put a chair. Oh, I forgot to put the chair down. I can look out here, look out into the sun, and have my lunch on a carpet. The worst decorating ever, because I basically started doing some decorating, then ran out of materials to do it with, and never actually bothered doing it. There we go. Here's the sandstorm in the sector. Let me see. Yeah, and it says, don't have time for nightmares. As soon as I get home, I just fall into bed. Nightmares usually start in the morning when I get up. Bo, it says, did you put any points into planetologist, specifically the one that gives more ore? I think I did. Planetologist, compaction. So that gives me more power regeneration. That gives me more maximum power. Water gathering, cut array mining, yes. So you get 4% better handheld cut array yield with that, and 15% vehicle cut array yield, but we don't have that yet. That'll be probably the next kind of step once we've got set up with weapons and stuff like that, because the vehicle, the buggy. We go to vehicles. In steel, you get your first buggy. This 4-wheel buggy, which you can then attach a cut array to along the top, and you can mine and get much more stuff with that. But we need cobalt paste and ray amplifiers to craft that. So that'll probably be next week, is getting cobalt paste and ray amplifiers. Right. Let's head west and go to the... Jump off of here. Down here. Check for drum sand. We're okay if we go there. Right, go! Try not to get eaten. Let's see. Dan Evans says, who needs more decoration than the Mohadib anyway? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend much... Oh, there's a ornithopter taking off above us. Someone who's much higher level than me is down in the area. What else have we got here? Bandy B says, my nightmare involved 30 minutes of CPR to a poor guy when I was out on a walk with the kids. Oh, wow. Wow. Well done, though. Well done. 30 minutes of CPR is hard work. Round the side of here, out the other side. Just realised I didn't check the state of my bike, but it looks like it's okay. Down here. Down here. And we need to head east. We're here. Oh, somebody's made a big base here. Well, it's a big box anyway. That's a buggy in there. I can hear an ornithopter somewhere. But I can't see one. Right, let me see, where are we? Yeah, we need to shoot across that gap. Oh, I never took a survey probe with me. Oops. Oh well, never mind. I'll be back. I'll be back. Right. This is the Hagga Rift. This is the next zone, and Hagga Rift is very well named because there is a huge rift right through the middle of it. Very, very deep. And there's also Rift Watch, which is like one of the Harkonnen bases. Huge base. All very Harkonnen. Right, if I come over here, lots of destroyed vehicles around here. Here, so it's a good place, and I'll jump off the bike just in case I get a bit excited and fall down. But yeah, look all the way down there. Goes down so far we can't see it. So we'll go in there, but that'll probably be next week. But the Hagga Rift is one of the zones that you can get carbon from. It kind of comes up and goes right around the map over to the west. Of course, the sun has now come out. There is some carbon there. That node with a white sort of crystal in it. This is carbon here. Right. 4. Let's get that. So we got 54 carbon ore. Let's chuck that in the storage of the bike. Get back on the bike to save our temperature. Right, now we just need to go hunting around for more of it. Let me see. Where are we? Yanni said maybe 2 or 3 more months of daytime nightmares, then might calm down a little bit. Bulwark said, Bandy, you are a hero, 100%. Yeah, that's amazing. Well done. Well done. Yeah, right, let's mine this. He said, no, don't think so. Oh, you definitely are. Especially for that length of time. That is incredible. Well done. Hopefully you saved their life. Hopefully it all went okay. Right, there's another lump over there, out in the... Oh, 2 lumps over here. Right on the edge of the rift. Loot that, loot that. Loot that. Mine that. Quick deposit in the bike. Loot that. Can we see down further? No, no, not really. It does go down a long way. You can, down at the bottom here, and also at the other end, it's like you can drive right down. So we'll be able to head across here, come in here and drive right down. Because that's where we're going to get aetheryte crystals. And we need aetheryte crystals because that's what makes cobalt paste. Or to craft the buggy, amongst other things. There's some more over there. Let me see. You did a good deed for sure. Saved the guy's life. Yes. Well, hopefully he saved the guy's life. Certainly give him as good a chance as possible. Come on. Oh, get up. Gather that and that. Lost the bike. There we go. Stick that in there. Get on it. Yeah, so there's loads of these crashed buggies here that you can harvest for materials, and there's a lot of crashed ornithopters, like this one over here, that you can harvest for materials as well. You get a lot of good stuff off of them. There's loads of them in this. It's a bit of like a war-torn zone. There's that crashed shipwreck. PvP zone. Come on, I need more carbon. A buggy. Hello? It's interesting. We'll take your heavy darts, because we'll need heavy darts in a bit, even if it was only like 5. Yeah, okay, where's all the carbon gone? That looks like a ramp. It goes down into the rift as well. Shoot off of here. Bang. No damage when on vehicles when you drop off like that. Okay. Obviously been very lucky. I'm not seeing any more carbon ore. Oh, somebody's base. Nothing down there. Double Efreet El Janoub. Moved into a different zone. Got a base up there. Well, actually, I actually need to kill 10 slavers here. It would be better to do it with my better weapon. It would be better for me to get my sniper rifle and then come in here. There's 2 bits of carbon lying on the ground, but what's down there? Ooh, that's a base. Go. Oh, walked into a grenade. Gravity grenade. That guy running up. He actually running up. He was. Stab him. Oh, that didn't kill him though. I don't have armor on.
I got you.
No, you don't. That was a lunge. Come on, come on. Stagger him like that and then kill him. That. Take some water. Okay, on we go. Okay, let me see. Where are we? Where are we with chat? Survey probes are on your horse, I bet. 30 minutes is brutal. DRS changes every 2 minutes in the hospital. It's PG Ben. Hamish 666, there was an active spice refinery in that base. I'm sure there will be. The survey probes are on the horse about, yeah. Dan says, my current base, I somehow managed to find the exact border of worm signs, so I throw down one more foundation, I can summon the worm, and it's like a theme park ride. DC Weston, It's with Anger's keys. Yes, this is the running joke that I always leave my keys behind in Conan. So I've never got keys with me when I find a chest. Hey, Father Jack's here. Good evening. Just popped in to drop a like. I'm drowning my sorrows after today's mess of a match. Ooh, I can fully understand that after last night's mess of a match. You did a good deed, Yanni. Yes, indeed. Kathy Ann says, sending you big hugs, Brandy. You did amazing. Brandy's saying, thank you to everyone. Definitely something that you don't forget that easy. It's a trauma for sure. That's why I respect first responders. Those guys really see some bad stuff. Yeah, I always feel sorry for them because you basically see people who are at their worst. There's another camp. And then they get taken away in an ambulance and you never really see what's going on. So you don't know how they get on. Right, let's put armour on this time. Let's heal up a bit as well. Okay, let's take a bit more water. Flicking his grenade thing at me again. Oh, he's down. Just one. Looks like it. Let's take everything that's in there. Take the heavy darts and the gun parts. Ooh. Oh, we have to go, that's a quest to go up there later on that we don't have the quest for quite yet. And I'm not seeing any more carbon. That way. Let's get our bike back on. Right, let's get back into travelling mode. Get water build up in the old still suit. We're almost full, so let's drink some water out of the still suit. Back on the bike. Let's see. Annie says, I did help some serious injuries in the past. Never did the CPR on anyone and not really wanted to. But it will be in that spoil I'll do. Did the training for CPR and minor injuries. Cool. Game Note says, what do you call a piece of carbon on legs? A carbon nemus. Neebs. Carbon eebs. Carbon eebs. Not sure about that one, Game House. Okay, let's make sure there's nobody else around. Here's a bit of carbon. Let's get off. Carlos says, what do you call flying farm equipment? A cornythopter. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right, reload that gun. And get the cutlery. Oh, go on, there we go. In the inventory, how much have we got now? We've got some etherite crystal out of that chest. That's what we need to make the cobalt paste, but we'll need a lot more than that. That's 338. Not actually sure how much we need. But eventually we'll need lots, but I don't want to spend the whole 2 hours going about hunting for that. I can do that off camera. Come on, bike. Right, off bike. Scan it. Cut it. Any bits lying about on the ground? Nope. Another one over here. And that'll probably do us for tonight. As I say, I can easily come over and get more. And eventually, once we get the buggy, we can come over here and we can get tons and tons, thousands of it. Super easy. We've still got loads of weight. We could get lots more. Right, I need to turn around and get back out of here. The easiest way is to head back down south. How did I get in here? It's sort of southeasterly direction. Fuel's okay. Guy hasn't respawned. That's a properly big camp there as well. Be walking about over there. Where is my... that one? Bounty? No, that one. Kill 10 slavers. Let's track that as well. We've only got a couple. Be able to take him out with a sniper rifle, no problem at all, but unfortunately we don't have that yet. Let's kind of run over.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Tossing grenade.
Let's get the shotgun out. That's not the shotgun, that's the shotgun. Chuck the bomb and go bang! One shot. Take the heavy darts, they'll come in useful. Yeah. Somebody up there. Can I take them out as well? Don't want to pool a bunch of people because I'll be in trouble. Nope, there's heavy gunners and stuff up there. Forget that. Where's my bike? Bike's over here. Right, let's get back into still suit. Back on the bike. Take another drink. Why does it say zone name at the top? I've never not seen that. Or is it just because I'm in this area? Is that the idea? I've never seen that white zone name before. Whoa, 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 whoa. Here comes the Sardaukar ship. Which way is it going to go? It's going to go right over the top of me. Let's hide. No, don't want to go. Hide down here. Oh, this is where the camp is. Not a good place to hide. Let's see if we can get under here and hide. There it goes. I think we're going to be okay. In fact, let's go over the other side here. Okay, we should be safe now. That was lucky. Keep well away from them if we can. Right, where are we? We're up there. There's just lots. So that there, these dots here is drum sand. The red circles with the white or lighter red dots. These red blobs with the diagonal, that is quicksand. So there's no getting across that quicksand. Looks like there is a gap there, but it's better if we go round the side of it. Because if you get stuck in there, that's it. You're done for. Right, let me quickly chat up with, catch up with chat. Where are we? Where are we? Tarsquid's here. Good afternoon, evening, everyone. Gently smashes the like button on the way in. Thank you, Tarsquid. Much appreciated. Yanni says, 8 years ago I was really sick, near death as well, and a blackout because of pain I had. My parents didn't know what to do. The first responders showed up. I came around before they came. Wow, that doesn't sound good either. Darsquid says, the suit makes you look a lot like Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. This is the suit from the Villeneuve movie. This is actually a customization. So we're actually wearing the scavenger sill suit that looks like that, but we are wearing the June 2021 customization. It's just a skin over the top of it. So should look like that. We have it looking like that. This, yeah, directly out of the Villeneuve films. Where am I? Oh, I need to... Okay, so there's no quicksand across there, so I can shoot across that bit. I'll put my headlight on. You can actually see quicksand. It does actually look different. It's like a darker... There you go. You can see it there. Or is that just a shadow? But yeah. Oh look, a bit of carbon. Let's grab that. But yeah, really bad idea to get stuck in quicksand. Let's see. PG Ben says you need all the carbon. That's true. You do need a lot of carbon, but we're not going to farm it all tonight. We need enough carbon to be able to get things going, to be able to get the buggy. And once we can get the buggy, then it's easy to get thousands of carbon and thousands of Esserite. Right, looks like that's... that the... Yeah, it looks like it is. That's the base that we came across. Let's head up there a little bit slower because it'll be uphill. I won't look where I'm going because I'm reading chat. He continues, they put me in the ambulance and to keep me awake. They did everything to me to keep me alive, really. Not really something I want to see again, but I did thank them for saving my life. As do we. As do we. Right, we have to work our way back here, get back to the anvil. We're back in the eastern, so that's iron now. We'll camp up there. And these build a very boxy box. Kind of block the passage, but we can probably just get through. Oh, looks like there was more space at the other side. There we go. There's the worm going past. Where is anvil? There. So we just need to go down a little bit south, get past that drum sand. 8 years later, we meet in the restaurant I'm working now. Well, I talked to my boss and then I said, let me pay for the dinner for the first responders that saved my life. That's nice. Every time I see them on the road, they turn on the siren just to say hello where we met on the road. Cool. Tar Squid. Good there's a happy ending, shall we say. Right, there's the anvil. We need to get across there to about here. No, it still says zone name at the top. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, look at that! Somebody flying across on a bike. There are other people playing this game. Not something you see often down in this part of the map these days, because everybody's in endgame. Wonder if it's that person from that block over there. Right, skid round, reverse back in. Sit. And we'll fill up the fuel. Okay. So we can go to a refiner. And storage. Pull from the sand bike. Let's pull. It's all we can pull because of the weight. Steel ingots. Let's craft 94. And then we can pull the rest of it. And take another 32. Okay. We've got steel on the go. Let's see. Tar Squid, okay, we've got that. Tar Squid says, glad you made it. I've got a lot of medical folk in my family. Dad's a doctor. Stepmom was an EMS ambulance person. Grandmum was a nurse. Excellent. PG Ben says, I had a close friend that was a first responder. He told me he knew it was time to retire when the first thing that entered his head every morning was dread about what horrible things he was going to see. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Not something I could do. Yanni says, thanks, Bull. Good to be alive. My life really changed after that. Great to hear. Tarsquid says they've all kept thank you letters and gifts from people that helped over the years. They really do appreciate it. Excellent. That's good to hear. Tarsquid, first responder work can be really tough. I know my family members dealt with it in some odd sense of humour. I think you would have to. I think you would have to. Yeah, I bet you. Bulwark says, I lost my sand bike on Friday trying to cross that gap. Didn't know it was quicksand and got stuck at full speed. Oops. I get the only good thing about it is now is with the vehicle recovery tool you can actually recover your sand bike back again. Drink some water. Get my water up. Let's see, where were we? Glad everything worked out for you, Yanni. Indeed. And Tursko says, my stepmom had to retire early, but it wasn't the stress. Someone ignored the sirens and T-boned the ambulance she was in. Not a great day when the ambulance needs an ambulance. Ouch. That's nasty. Her patient still made... Oh, with a patient in it as well. Oh, of course, with it. Oh, it was on its way back from the incident. Her patient still made it too. That's good to hear. And Dan says, once you get the buggy, you can get runs of multiple thousands of materials. For instance, I started a buggy run for aluminium after the stream started, heading back to base now with full capacity. Just under 3,000 aluminium on this run because I also pulled 1,400 fuel as well. Okay, cool. I found this game this weekend very buggy. Keyboard keys not working. Couldn't shoot with sniper sometimes, etc. Maybe a restart would help. Interesting. Tarsco said, yeah, but I think the guy that wasn't paying attention got a hefty ticket. Cops, first responders and firefighters all tend to know each other. Yeah, 100%. And Yanni says, even the doctor who had me in the hospital after 8 years, we're still buddies. Good to hear. Should have got his driving license revoked, says Bulwark. Yeah. Right. Well, where are we? What are we doing? Right. Weapons. Steel. So we're going to need the Spitdart. We need to learn that. And that is made at the Weapons Fabricator. We don't have a Weapons Fabricator. It needs water, steel ingots, mechanical parts, silicon block, and gun parts. Okay. So we're going to have to craft the specific... At the moment we've got the general fabricator that crafts like the basic stuff. Now we're going into the specialist stuff. So Weapons Fabricator, which needs 40 steel ingots and some complex machinery. Oh, it needs 30 complex machinery and we've got 35. That's lucky. Craft that. It also teaches us how to make heavy darts as well. Incendiary gels and rockets. Okay, so we need the construction tool. Go to fabricators, weapons fabricator, our first unique specific. Let's move it over here, a bit more space. Up against the wall. There we go. And then in here we can craft Artisan JABAL Spitdart. So we have all the stuff to make it. We've got enough steel ingots for that as well. Craft one of them. And then we're going to need some heavy darts for it. So here we go, heavy darts. 7 salvaged metal will make 15 heavy darts. So let's make... let's make a bunch. 15. There we go. Let's drop that in there. Put that back on there, and let's put the shotgun there and put the spit dart there and put the... Can we make... What was the better rifle again? Is it that one? Iron, no, it must be a steel one. That one. Artisan Karpov needs... Yep, we should have enough for that. Let's research, and let me see, that was 17.4 per shot. And this one is 7.8 a shot. Oh, but it is burst damage though. Actually, that one was actually doing okay, wasn't it? So between the, we've kind of got long distance, medium distance, because this is 50 meters, and then short distance because this is 8 meters. So maybe we'll just stick with that as it is at the moment. Let's go over here and drop our bits in there. Cutter Ray Mark II, we'll keep that with us. There's our Spitdart. Right, we can't turn around. Let's wait until he relaxes. Once he relaxes, you're not aiming anymore like that, and then you can spin around. So there we go. Scoped sniper rifle. It only does 3 shots in the magazine, but usually 1 shot is enough to kill somebody. Cool. Right, let's get some more darts. Oh, wrong fabricator. It's this fabricator we need. How many is that? It's 104. Let's make another 1, 2, another 30. Where are we? First grade, yeah, at least should have been forced to take an eye exam. Well, I mean, if it's an ambulance coming with its blues and twos on, it's more than just an eye exam. Yannis says, funny thing was, when I was in hospital, I didn't want to complain a lot about the pain. They kept me up nearly the whole day and night, but nurses and doctors were on my ass all the time checking. Some drivers think the road is theirs. That's true. Yannis says, a lot more than some other patients. And Carlos says, how's the base power supply doing? Good question. Let me check. So we're at 200 power used out of 225 available. So these benches are only 40 each, so they're not a major problem. Yannis says, a bull had some close encounters when I was on my bike last year. Yeah, especially when you're on your bike. With last week, literally every day I was driving home from work, there was an accident on my way, and I only live 7 miles from my job. But wow. Ivan Fist is here. Good evening, Kane. How are you? Good to see you. Right. Now I've got my rifle. I should really go up and finish that kill 10 slavers. I was thinking of going to do the next Trial of Aql, which is over in the western Vermilius Gap. In fact, no, let's take do I have the survey gun with me? I don't. Is that in here? Yeah, let's take the survey gun and let's take a couple of probes. Survey probe. Let's craft 3. Because we've got the Hagga Rift to survey. We've got that JABAL Spitdart, whatever it's called. There's actually a couple of JABAL Spitdart locations, and then we might go and do the Western Vermilius Gap as well. Let's drop off some blood in here. Actually haven't used a lot of blood to make all that blood. We haven't used a lot of water to make all that steel, so that's pretty cool. Deposit all blood. It's all went into that one. I'll take a drink, and I will also fill my liter John as well. Right, let's go and kill those slavers, because that is the Atreides quest. Cross here. where did we get to? Where did we get to? Still saying hello to Kane. Yeah, it's the same here, Tars. Some sections are just dangerous, and I don't know why. If you just turn your head or look a little bit better, it can be avoided. Indeed. Kane says the hardest trial of them all. Shh. Spoiler alerts. Shh. Trial of Aql. Third Trial of Aql, the hardest of them all. Go up. And here. Down here. Hang a right. And head east. It looks like we've killed 4 slavers out of the 10, judging by that bar. Bit weird, it doesn't tell you the number, it just gives you a little bar, the progress. Right, over here. Tarsquid said, question, what happens if you run out of power at the base? If you overload your power system, if you put too much benches compared to how much power you have, or you run out of fuel in your generators, and the power goes off altogether, all your benches will be unpowered to start with, and your shields will go down. And if your shields go down, your base will get ravaged by the sandstorm that happens, and eventually, let me just quickly grab some. Where's my cutter ray? Let's put the cutter ray on there. Yeah, if your shields go down, and your base will start taking damage from the sandstorm, and eventually it'll destroy your base. That's one of the ways that they keep on top of players who are not playing anymore. Because if you're not playing anymore, you won't fuel your generators, and then your shields will go down, and your base will eventually. It takes over around about a month for that to happen. But then that will wipe your abandoned base off the map, ready for new players to play. Yanni says the storm slowly destroys. Oh, Bulwark says the shields go down. Kane says the shields go down slowly. The storm will slowly destroy your base. There you go. There we go. Calmeone Chan. Hello to you. Good to see you. It's obvious what happens if you're in a PvP area. Right, we need to go and hunt. Oh no, we need to get up a tower. Is that going to be? That one should be big enough. In fact, let me put my bike under here. Should be sheltered under here. Yep. Like so. I'll grab this carbon while I'm here. Of course, it is baking sunshine at the moment. Can I get up there? Why is that not? Up we go, up we go, up we go. A wonderful suspensor belt. Get up there, get everything recharged. Okay. Oh, I slammed right into the wall. Okay, this is not a great way of getting up there. And that's sunshine round that side. Up here. So. Get everything sorted out. Star Squid, truly the worst outcome for every game, losing all your stuff. Well, that's the thing. If you are abandoning the game, then you are going to lose all your stuff. But if you're decided that you're not going to play the game for a little while, you can back up everything and make it safe before you leave. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and hopefully we're high enough. We are high enough so we can probe the Hagga Rift. But we're out in the sun, baking. Sometimes you get good stuff out of other bases when they're nearly destroyed. And Kane says, I only ever got plastone. And there we go. There we go. So that's unlocked the whole of the Hagga Rift. Yeah, okay. So it does start there. That's that. So you can go in here, down into the bottom of the rift. You can drive all the way through, and then you can pop out over here, over beside the eastern shield wall. Okay, right. We need to get off of here because it's so sunny. We're losing all our water. Where is the bike? The bike is down that way. Right. Jump down, jump down. Use our suspensor belt. There we go. Oh, and we've found a little bit more carbon as well. So let's mine that. Where is my cutter rate? Zig. And once you've surveyed an area, you've surveyed it forever. If you just drive around and unlock a section from driving around, it'll be uncovered until the Coriolis storm comes washing through on a Tuesday, weekly, and then you won't be unlocked anymore. But if you've surveyed it, it's unlocked forever. So that'll always be unlocked now. There's 12 zones, so we need to unlock all 12 zones. Okay. Right, bike. Where's the bike? Bike is over here somewhere. That's good. Instead of a timer like Conan, it's a resource cost to keep your... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a timer because you fill your generators with fuel. I think you can only refill your generators up to 21 days worth of fuel. Then your shield will drop, and then it'll basically take a week for the storm to wipe out your base. So basically means you've got a month before your base disappears. Just like in Conan on a server in Conan. It's just how they deal with players who, on an online game, that you stake a claim of a bit of land. If you then leave, you want that bit of land to become available again. So you need to log in and refuel around once every 4 weeks. If you're going to be longer than that, that is a big sandstorm over there. Hopefully that's going in an opposite direction from where we are. Right, I want to go in roughly that direction. If you get advanced turbines or generators, you can get 30 days. Oh, I haven't got that far. Right. Way. And go. And smack my head. Let's see what we've got. Johnny says, keep the generator fueled up and you don't need to worry much. I think you have 20 days before the fuel runs out. It usually turns off everything. So I know I'm not going to play for a few days. Just like prepping your home if you're going to be on a long trip away. Exactly, yeah. If you're going to be away for more than a month, you can basically back up your vehicles and all your base and everything in it, and stick it somewhere safe, and then you can put it back down again once you're back again. Or you can now move to other servers as well. Will be that's what the backup tools is for. 20 days until the large turbine, then 31 days. Okay, thank you. Bobo. Yeah, it says collect power cells with buggy mining and fill up the cargo storage to fuel, and you have a lot of power cells for a while, or just store them in chests. Indeed. Yeah, these blocks of power cells that you see out that you mine with a cut array will give you, well, what does it tell me? It doesn't tell you what you get, but you probably get about 70 power cells out of one of the handheld one. With the buggy, you're going to get like 450 power cells out of one of these thing here. Let me mine one, just have a quick check. If I mine that with my Mark II cut array, I got 48 fuel cells. But yeah, with the lowest level buggy cut array, you're going to get about 450 out of one. Where am I going? I'm far too far north. I need to go south. Still don't want to go into these massive camps. Whee! Let's go around here. It's actually a feature, although I take advantage of it all the time, it's actually a feature I don't really like about the game, is the zero fall damage from off the bikes. I think that should cause you problems. Oh, I hear the... Oh. Come on, stuck. Right, where's that ship going to go? Hide round the back of here. Oh, of course it's turning this way. Can I get right round the back of here? I can. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Try to keep an eye out for it appearing over the... there it is there. It's kind of heading off away from me. Comes the spotlight. Oh, it's definitely turning away now. Let me see. Let power cell the buggy mining rate and fill up the cargo storage. You have power cells for a while. Yep. Bakaza Fighter, good to see you. That's where the Solido replicator comes in. Copy your base and everything. Not the Solido replicator. The Solido replicator just takes a copy of the sort of pattern of your base that you can use, like the ghost pattern. So you can use that to sell your like your designs, but the actual base backup tool thing. Let me see if I can see what it's called. Base reconstruction tool. That's the one. It actually backs up your whole base and everything in it as well, and then you can restore it back when you're ready. The Solido just takes like a copy of the ghost image kind of thing. You then have to fill in all the materials. Right, somebody was shouting at me from over here. Let's see if I can see them. Got them there? No, they're dummies. There's somebody there. So, oh, I missed them. Okay. I saw somebody else there as well. Pop your head up. Really? Two shot. Did that take him? There he goes. He's bled out or got poison, because there are also poison darts, these. Anybody else in here? It's just a slaver camp. Okay. Get your blood and your heavy darts and gun parts. And get your blood, heavy darts and gun parts. What's in the chest? Carbon, aetheryte and some power cells. How many have we got? We've still got, that's maybe 6, we've got 4 more to get. Oh, my water is almost gone. Looks like a bigger camp up here. Where are we? Where are we? Carlos says, if only they had conveyor belts to auto-feed fuel from a chest. Yeah, that would be cool. But it would also kind of stop the point of it. I mean, if somebody could do that, you could have your base running for a long, long time without actually being in the game. Whoa. Okay, poison took that guy out. I saw the skull flash up. I think this is the guy I ran in and took with a shotgun originally. Got light darts, but I'll take your gun parts. Somebody just go down the stairs there. You look like a heavy gunner. You are a heavy gunner. Get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way of those darts. Come on then, you. Out of stamina. Oh, there's heavy gunners coming around the corner. Right, he's down. Oh, there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. We can't deal with them yet. Let's get out of here. 1 heavy gunner we could probably deal with, but not 2 at once. Not with our loadout. Right, that should be far enough away. Let's catch up with chat. Let me see, where are we? Just like Prepper You Hope. Yep, okay, so 1 or 2 generators are running. After a few days, if you have time, just refuel. That's it. If you power down a lot of your or all your benches, you don't need a lot of actual generators to run the few that you need. So 1 or 2 will work. And then you just need to refuel those 2. Let's see. If you have the advanced turbines or generators, you can get 30 days, 21 days. Okay, we've went over that. Collect power cell with buggies. Yep, we've done that. The buggy gets a lot. It does indeed. Yanni says, I'm still low level in Dune, so don't have turbines yet. Game Over says, I think my focus bug array cut array. So that's a unique. I think that's the highest level cut array. The focus bug array cut array Mark 6 gets 1,500 fuel cells per block. And he's still figuring it out. Cool. ECOS, and I wish my IRL dirt bike had a 0 fall damage. Yes. Yanni says it's possible. Hobo Mark 5. Oh no. Oh no. You saw the spotlight. Do you see the spotlight there? Where did it come from? Can't see it. I can't see it. I think we should be okay. It's possible Mark 5 I think gets you 500 or 600. You hear the ship above me. There it is over there. Let's get out of the way. Let's get out of the way around here. Hideout over here. Oh, it's a dead end. Great. Where are we? So we've got slaver camps. Slaver camps is what we need. We don't really want the big POIs. Slaver camps that have only got like 1 or 2 people in them. Well, that heavy gunners are still wandering about. So there's that first slaver camp we took out. Wonder if I can take out that one guy now he's on his own. Get a shot in first. Then you start firing and it'll drop his shield. Oh, it didn't take him out. Oh, it did. It did. Poison got him in the end. Right. Sneak up. Heal up. Also think there should be some kind of environmental damage to vehicles. Well, there is if you're out in a sandstorm. If you get caught in a sandstorm without being sheltered, you've got to get damaged vehicles. Need some water again. Is that one or two more people that I've got to take out? A melee guy there. I shot him, he'll shield up. Sugar wire him, slow blade. Down he goes. Oh, it didn't go down. Slow blade again, and he's down. 10 slavers done, complete. Get your blood. Right, so we need to report back to Anton. Back at the anvil. What did I do with my bike? Where's my bike? Down here. There it is. Right, let's get the still suit back on. Drink some water and work out which direction we need to go in. So we need to go east. Over this way. Get away from the sinking sand. Yep. And we will get our rating with the Atreides up a little bit for completing that quest. I'm still not sure why it says zone name there. I've never noticed that before. Zone change. It's a PvP zone around that crashed ship. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Different thing. Should be some kind of different thing. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Storm damaged vehicle. Okay. Yanni says, "Oh, didn't know you can do that with a base. All I know is the replicator thing." So the replicator thing was in from the very start of the game. That was meant to be a way of possibly making money. Is that if you're a base designer, you can design a cool base. You can back up the sort of image of the base in a base replicator tool, and you can sell it on the exchange for other players. Where is my cutter rate there? And you can make money that way. But as part of the, because they're obviously when a game comes out, it's really popular. They have to open up thousands of servers for people to play on. And then over time, people stop playing and the servers get more and more empty. So they need to do server merges to try and keep the active players playing together. So as part of the server merge scheme in a recent update, they introduced the full base backup tool, where you could back up everything, including your chests and everything in your chests and your workbenches, transfer to another server, and then put your base down as is, ready built. Whereas the replicator tool, the Solido tool, it just puts down the sort of ghost image, and then you have to actually physically go and fill it all in with materials. So the backup thing was really done to be part of the server merges system. But it's also a means that if you're not playing the game for over a month, you can back up everything and put it in put everything in the bank or whatever. And not lose everything when you're ready to come back. Take some more of that as well. Right, let's go. Let's get home. Stacy, LSP, good evening to you. Good to see ya. How are ya? You're in streamer mode, so nothing shows. That is correct. I am in streamer mode. Oh! Nothing shows. Is that what that is? I've been in streamer mode every time we've streamed. And I'm quite often left it in streamer mode throughout the week when I'm playing my normal, and I've never seen that zone before. It doesn't normally tell you the name of the zone, does it? Is that a new thing? Look at that. I wonder if that's two different players. Two different players that have made the same box. Down here, around here. Oh, yeah, we need to go up this way. This is the problem. The last time we came back, I went straight ahead, and that's the building. It kind of blocks the area. You need to hang a left here to go to the anvil. That's what was wrong. Go and see our friend Anton. Just park the bike in the garage. Just in case a storm comes in. Kusia. Sand bike. Interesting. Whoa. Let's get ourselves safe in here. Let me see. Mike Vico, good to see you. How are you? Carlos says, seems like wheels will need service too. Yes. Yeah, the wheels are always the first bit to go. So just use of the bike will wear away the wheels. The wheels, the engine and the PSU. The rest of the bits seem to be pretty much okay. Lack of vehicle damage is pretty immersion breaking for me, especially seeing the way some people slam Thopters into way too small landing pads. I know it's a me thing. Yeah, no, I fully agree. I fully agree. That you should be taking more damage if you're smacking your Ornithopter into a stone pillar or something like that at full speed. Or take an 80-foot dive on a sandbike, exactly, yeah. But it's one of the mechanics of the game, so we take advantage of it as much as we can. Just if we need to get somewhere, you can just launch yourself off the side of a cliff. Because what you could do is because you got the vehicle backup tool, you could, at the top of the cliff, back up your bike and then launch yourself off the cliff and use your suspensor belt to bring yourself down to the bottom and then bring your bike back out again. That would work. Where are we? Ock Bear Brown. I get that zone name text too, and I never stream. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look back at some other footage because I've never noticed that before. That's not to say it's not been there, but I've never noticed it before. So I wonder why it's coming up now. Stacey says trying to build beautiful places and end up with a box all the time. Yeah, and he says same here, Stacey. Same here. Right, let's see what Anton's got to say after I've killed those people for him.
Welcome back. If you're eager for work, I have just the thing.
The slavers have been dealt with.
I bet that felt good. I'll allow myself a little vicarious enjoyment.
I'm ready for a new contract.
You proved your martial prowess. Let's see your cunning. There's a Harkonnen soldier named Lanoff. I'd like you to finesse some information from him.
An Atreides agent is more than a sum of muscle and steel. Your wits must be sharper than your blade. Demonstrate your cunning. The Atreides intelligence gathering network has identified a Harkonnen trooper, Lanoff, as a known Samuta addict. The Harkonnen are lax about the vice abuse in their ranks. We can use this to our advantage. Lanoff is stationed at a nearby Harkonnen base. Find him and engage in conversation. Without giving yourself away, learn the names of any other Harkonnen addicts. Would that Harkonnen base be Rift Watch that we just kind of saw? Accept contract. I'll talk to him. Any particular information you want me to extract?
Lanoff is a Samuda addict. I'd like to find out what he knows about other Harkonnen addicts, particularly the sloppy ones. Be subtle.
Understood. I'm on my way.
Good. Remember, this is an opportunity to demonstrate that you are an agent who can exercise subtlety when necessary.
Goodbye. So we've got increased house of standing, XP, and the contract test of cunning. Surreptitiously interrogate Lanoff. So let's check the map. It is. So it is. It's on the other side of the rift. Is that still in Rift Watch? It's kind of on the other side of the rift. Rift Watch is kind of over here. I haven't actually got it recorded on the map yet. But it's over in that direction anyway. Okay. Right. Well, we're not going to do that today. Got half an hour left. Let's go do the test. Well, let me get my bike back first. Let's go do the test of Aql. Part 3. See, Alphonse Deveau, thanks for streaming. Hope to play this at some point. You're very welcome. Ivan says the moment you store your bike in the backup tool, immersion goes out the window. Well, that's another. It's that could be some sort of sci-fi tech that you can pick up a whole bike. I mean, if you can pick up a whole base and store it in a tool with everything in it, it could be some sort of tech that allows you to pick up your bike into the backup tool. But yeah, launching yourself off the top of a massive high cliff and coming crashing down to earth on your head and not taking any damage at all, that's not really right. Rift Watch is on both sides. They have a bridge over the entrance of the rift. Ah, thank you. Thank you very much. Dan Irwin says, I only see the zone listed at the top for a short time when I move between... Yeah. That's more like it, when you move between zones. Might want to refill your liter, John. Yes, we do. We do indeed. We need to back up in here. We'll quickly do some maintenance work. Let's take that tool and take some welding wire. We will put the tool on here. We'll go into repair mode and we will repair that track. That track. You see the red bar of the max durability keeps getting worse and worse. The engine could be doing a bit of repair, as can the PSU. Everything else is kind of fine. Chuck that in there. Put that in there and that in there. No. Let's swap to the booster. 1, 5, and then go to detach. Detach the inventory. Oh no, it's got stuff in it, does it? Does it? Yes, it does. Okay, we'll have to empty the inventory first. Go to storage, call from the sandbike, pull in that, craft 110 of that, sandbike, pull in the rest of it, and the etherite crystals goes in here. And that allows us to make cobalt paste, but we need 3 to make 1 cobalt paste, so we're going to need a lot more cobalt paste, but that'll be for a different day. Let's put all the blood in there and top up our water and fill our liter John. And there, that and there, and that and there. Don't need that right now. We'll keep that, and we can put. Okay, we can now take storage off the bike. Detach. So, and then we can assemble and put the booster on. Right. Store that in there and store that in there. And then come into here and go refuel generators. And it'll take all our power that we've got and redistribute them amongst the generators. Okay. Right, so we need to go somewhere we can't see yet. If we go to journey and go to view map, you can see it's there above this flat top on Western Vermilius Gap, which we can't actually see yet because we haven't mapped it out. So we need to head to Western Vermilius Gap. We've got 20 minutes to do it. Right, can we read chat and ride a bike at the same time? Where did we get to? See the zone listed. Okay, Rift Watch, yep. Want to refill your later, John? Yep. Baxa says, totally understand, taking advantage of the mechanics, still want to try and shoot for peak realism when this thing finally comes to console. I'm perfectly fine with that. There's nowhere says you have to. I mean, sometimes you will fly off a cliff by mistake. But yeah, if you want to aim for realism, I'm perfectly good with that. Keeping a bit of RP on the go. Right, we have to try and find the shortest gap between Eastern and Western Vermilius Gap, which I think it's actually up this way. I think we can get further up there. Closer to the anomaly there, that radiation zone. What else do we have? Stacey says, are you going to level up house standing with your main character? You get a cool quest when you reach level 19. I am already, I don't know what level I'm at, but I am leveling up Harkonnen on the main character on the YouTube playthrough. I don't know where, I think I'm about level 15 or 16 at the moment. I think that's where we need to aim for, kind of over there. You've got to try and keep an eye out. You can just start to see it there. We've got to keep, in fact we can, that going to be shorter? No, I think that'll probably be okay. Right, let's go. And then we can go boost. Western Vermilius Gap is unlocked. You get that enter area pop up. So I've overheated. We've got to keep away from the radiation zone. Over there. This bit is all okay. Right, now we kind of have to work our. You kind of have to work your way around the top to keep the gaps minimized. Let me see. Blueworks is totally fair. PG Ben says, I heard the reason you can. I hear the reason you can jump off a cliff with the vehicle has something to do with PvP. Okay, just as a way of getting away from somebody in PvP. Maybe? I have not heard that. I have not heard that. That could be the case. Right. I think we need... go that way? Let's go that way. Hope for the best. Eastern and Western Vermilius Gap is this very red dust, which I believe comes from the iron. There's another shipwreck. There, get across. So we're going into PvP zone because of the shipwreck. That red bar along the top of our compass means we're in a PvP area. As I've said many a time, I've never encountered any PvP. Right, now where do we go? Let's head over that way. Again, keeping out of the drum sand. Boost to get across quicker, although it makes more noise, so a little bit more worm sound. Oh, and I keep forgetting to keep an eye on my heat. Right. Still can't see that flat rock yet. There's another ironworks. We've got two ironworks over here, and there's two ironworks down to the south as well. There's the flat rock over there. You can just see it over in that direction. So we're going to head down there. Lots of iron, a couple little camps. There's a testing station around here as well. Another camp there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Eastern and Western Vermilius Gap, although it's a kind of necessary evil to have your sort of mid-game base here because of the iron and the proximity there is to all the other materials, but as an actual location it's not the nicest place to live. But like, was it Bulwark it said earlier on? It's like he's moving his base to the aluminium area, which is the next thing. Ooh, we're very close to some drum sand there. So we need to go round the outside of that. And then we'll shoot across there. And I think this is it. So if we look in the journal and look on the map, it shows you there's the island with a flat rock on it, and it's to the northeast of that. And if we go here, we've now unlocked the island there, and we are at northeast. And in fact, the cave has actually popped up on our map. It's just up here. Bump, bump, bump. Cave of the Lost Pilgrim. Right, let me just check with chat. Well, it says just an FYI, the buggy and the big ornithopters can't be stored. That is true, but you can dismantle them into pieces and put the pieces in a... So that the scout ornithopter, the smaller ornithopter, the first one you craft, and your sand bike can be stored in the backup tool, but the larger ornithopters and the buggies can't, but you can dismantle them into their individual pieces and put the pieces in a storage box, and then the whole box with all the bits gets put into storage. If you're for that whole thing, if you're leaving the game for a period of time. Take a drink. Hawkbear Brown says the backup break a bench immersion most for me, since it implies a Star Trek like replicator or transporter tech. That would change Herbert's Dune world completely. Yeah, I guess obviously Herbert's state has approved it because they've approved everything in the game. That's the reason why you can't have mods in the game, is that the Herbert estate don't want any mods changing stuff. So everything that's in the game has been approved by the Herbert estate. So there'll be certain things that, from a gameplay perspective, you've got to give it a bit of leeway, and that has been approved by the Herberts. And Kayan says, yeah, people were bumping vehicles off cliffs to grief other players. Yes, I have heard that. I think the anomaly chest was in the northwest side of the radiation. Oh, okay, the chest inside the anomaly zone, right. I getcha. We'll maybe look for that once we get a radiation suit. Oh yeah, free constellation chest in the middle of the west side of the anomaly radiation zone. Worth a few seconds radiation exposure. The chest is northwest close to the pillar. You can grab it no problem as radiation is low there. Okay. What I might do, because I don't know where it is and I would have to hunt around it, what I might do is use my other game where I've got a Mark 6 radiation suit, and I might go and find it so I know where it is, and then I can just run in, grab it and run back out again. Maybe next week. You can climb while it's night time. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Have we got a location? That up there is going to be high enough. But whether I'll be able to get up there with my current suspensor tech. Let's try. That looks like it's got a couple of break points on it. That one there. Oh, that one isn't one. That one, nope. Gonna run out of stamina. Oh, come on, come on. Over here. Right, get everything back loaded up. Take some more water to get my stamina even higher. I think we mentioned that before, that the 3 dots on my water meter on the bottom left, if you're in the top third, you get maximum stamina. Oh, hit the wall. Right, almost at the top. Hopefully this will be high enough. Right, inventory, gun down, survey probe, fire. Yes, we are high enough. We'll get Western Vermilius Gap. You can see the flat rock there very clearly. And POI down the bottom there. There we go. New survey report. That POI is Flat Rock Outpost. Funnily enough. Imperial Testing Station 197. That's the testing station I was in just in the other episode where I'd never been in it before. Right. Launch. Here's the entrance. There we go. Right, we're back down again. Okay, good shout. Thank you. Whoever it was that mentioned that. Who was that? Kane. Thank you, Kane. Great tip. Is this the one that's got people in it? You just poke my nose round. Yes, it does. In that case, gear up. Shield up. And reload. Take you out. Reload again. A heavy gunner up there. Oh, but there's someone with... These are key rabs. These are lower level than the ones we were fighting up in the other zone, so they're easier to take out. Right, where's the gunner? There he is. And he's down. Vaguely remembered there was people in here. What is in there? Light darts. We don't need light darts anymore. We really need water. Let's take the water. Chest up here. Let's take all the stuff in that chest. Moisture sealed door here, but there is a trap there. In we go. Down to the third Trial of Aql. Where are we? Let me see. Game of Hobo says, close as I ever came to real PvP was when John and I came out of a shipwreck together and some guy saw us, jumped back into his top and flew off. Yeah, I mean, I've certainly met people in PvP zones and you kind of stand and you watch each other for a little while and then we both kind of go off in our own direction and never had to encounter any actual fighting yet. But I don't put myself in that many. I mean, shipwrecks that are PvP zones is the only real place I put them. I don't go out to the PvP zone in the deep desert. So yeah, I don't really encounter people that much in a PvP zone. John and I had some friendly PvP a couple of times by dueling at a shipwreck, and we've raced on Smuggler's Run. You have. I've seen that. DG Ben says, earlier my server was filled with griefers in the deep desert. I had to sneak around all the time. Fortunately, most of them have left. Well, that's the other thing, is things have got a lot quieter because people have left the game, and most of the players are in end game zones, so they're not going to be around here in the low level areas. I was quite surprised to see that guy in the sandbike earlier on today, flying across past us. Blaine Chadwick. Good to see you. FYS, the radiation zone by the wreck has a galaxy chest. Yes, people had mentioned that. It's light rays, easy to get. Yeah, so I said what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my radiation suit in my other save game to actually locate where it is. And then we will come back and we'll maybe do that next week. Carlos says the vehicle is unsheltered. That is true. That is true. Funny thing is, I never killed 500 scavengers or Karap. Okay. Bulwark says, I tried to do all journeys, but at some point in the game wants you to make every weapon and it's a pain. Yeah, I realised after a short while that those journey steps are a bit of a nightmare. Do I have one? Weapons of War 2. I've done Weapons of War 1, making some basic weapons. This one makes... Get the Spitdart, kill people with Spitdart, then get the Dirk, kill people with that. Get the Snubnose pistol, kill people with that. Make the Slaver armor. And it just keeps going. Weapons of War 3, it makes you want to go through every weapon, but I'm not going to do that. Right, here we go. This is all damaged and broken. There is no tablet thing with the spice on it. Let's see what here.
Another altar destroyed by the Emperor's zealous dogs. So much wasted in the pursuit of this pogrom. So much lost. This altar seemed to depict Fremen being separated from their families. Enslaved? I could only decipher a few words. Slave cribs, Hajj, and oddly enough, the name of a planet. Bela Tigise.
Important information to know for later on in the thing. Right, so there's nothing we can do here. Part 3 is broken. So we have to move on, and it now says locate the 4th trial. And if we look at the contract for that, it says your 4th trial is engraved in yet another stone in at the 3rd trial, along with an accompanying riddle. The iron hammer that beats the dead who cannot enter paradise, the head of the hammer awaits. I hope that the next altar is not destroyed and it might experience the trials of Fremen Wally once again. If we view the map, that's our island. and that's the big hammerhead of the hammer that we went up to get the celestial chest off the top, and we pointed out that there was a way to get a Trial of Aql in there. So that is the 4th trial, so we can definitely easy do that next week. Because it's just up the hammer. Right, so let's get out of here. We've looted everything in here. Right, let's get our still suit on. That down there. Down here. And I guess, let me see. In fact, it's 4 minutes to 10. And all I've got to do is that concerning looking storm over there. I don't know if a storm is coming. I just haven't heard the message. But all I have to do now is ride all the way back and get back to base. So instead of making you watch all that, I'm going to cut it a few minutes early. It's only a couple of minutes early, and I'll ride back on my own time. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who's joined us here. Well, what's this? Game of Hobo, get the perk for 15% vehicle speed, then things get ridiculous. I was really disappointed in the destroy trials. The trials are such an important part of the game, and there are not a lot of them. It's PG Ben. Good stream, thank you. Kind of the same for me. It happened at a testing station. We did shoot each other, and a guy started jumping. I was confused so bad. It must have been in a shipwreck, not a testing station, because testing stations are PvE. But yeah, it's you see somebody and you assume that they're an NPC, and it's when they start acting strangely you go, oh, actually it's a real person. Yeah. So okay, we're going to call it a night here. A couple of minutes early. Let me just cut across here and go to here. And we'll put in, because Bad Guy is a way to start streaming his Bellwright series just any minute now, so I'll put a link there. And I'll say thank you to everyone who's joined us on the stream tonight, especially thank you to all the people in chat. Always great to hear from you. Thanks to all the people who are just lurking in the background as well. It's good to see you, and I want everybody to have a good, what's left of your weekend, have a great week going forward, and hopefully we'll see you back here next weekend when the clocks will have changed in the UK, so our time should all start syncing back up again, and we'll hopefully see you then. Okay, have a good one. Good night.